everybody, welcome to the Basil and Rose's test kitchen in Cam's kitchen.
Holla!
Who happens to be my amazing cousin who is graciously letting me use his kitchen, his lovely kitchen, which we've cooked in many times before, to start what will hopefully be the beginning of a YouTube channel where we will do fun, easy, but super delicious recipes with friends and family. So Cam, do you want to tell us what we'll be cooking today?
We got a little piece of ribeye that we're going to pan sear beautifully with some herbs, garlic, and butter. And then we're going to take some potatoes and we're going to make smashed potatoes with some Parmesan cheese and butter. It's going to be delicious.
This is a classic Cam recipe, by the way.
Yeah, that's how you impress
trying.
people. Minimum effort, maximum deliciousness.
Probably a good life philosophy.
Exactly. Add a little bit of green to the plate. We're going to get a shave of asparagus and we're going to pour some Dijon vinaigrette all over it. And It's going to be delicious.
With today's recipe, as well as the recipes on the Basil and Rose's blog, the idea is just really simple, beautiful ingredients to get the maximum flavor out of. And I think that's the art of cooking, is taking something like rosemary and garlic and making something great, making something bigger out of it. I'm probably a bit more verbose at times, whereas Cam
that means too many words for the rest of us.
Cam is a little bit more direct and to the point and less flowery. But
Sure.
I think that balance has helped us make some really successful dishes together in the past, and hopefully today we'll be able to accomplish the same. You ready for this, guys?
Yeah, let's do this.
It's a successful meal.
Amen.
Okay, so what you want to do is season your meat, but before that, what you really want to do is make sure that your skillet, we're using a cast iron skillet, is super, super, super hot. This is the very critical step in making sure you get that nice seared texture on the outside with that nice medium temperature on the inside. I always like to imagine like slow motion salt flying when I do this, but anyway, you don't have to pepper your steak, but it is super important that you very generously salt your steak. The reason we use a ribeye is because of the marbling. There is a lot of really fantastic herbs.
Exactly.
What do we do now, Cam?
So we're going to do exactly that. So when it comes to cooking the potatoes, there are two steps. One, we have to make sure we cook it on the inside, and then we're going to cook it on the outside. So to cook it on the inside, we have boiled some water where we're going to put a little bit of baking soda.
What does the baking soda do anyway?
So what the baking soda does is actually make the water a lot more alkaline. And when you add that to it, and after you put during the second step, when you put the potatoes in the oven, it's going to come out a lot crispier, and it's going to give it a crunch that we all.
I love it, but if you think about it, when it gets to cooking, it's really about balancing the acidity of your food. If you learn how to balance fat and acid in whatever it is you make, you'll see that in the vinaigrette we do. You'll see that when you add different things to different ingredients like salt and acid. I know you're dying to get that in there.
I just want to pour it in there.
I think this is a really important point. Anyway, we'll come back to that. Let's get back to the potatoes. But seriously, if you can figure out how to find the right ratio, you can make really amazing food. So please take it away.
Cheers. So you want to do about.
How much do you put in?
Half a teaspoon.
Okay.
That's
not a lot.
No, not at all.
Okay, and
then you want to put a lot of salt.
What's a lot of salt?
This.
This is also you're seeing a bit of the contrast between our cooking styles. Besides being a bit more floury and Cam being more direct, I'm a little bit more explicit and scientific, where he's a little bit more free for all. So find your own style.
I feel like in the long run, people are better off being more like you because.
Nice.
No, I agree with you. But
I didn't think you were gonna say that.
No. Because I feel like when you start a recipe, you need to be more like people need to be more like you because they need to know the exact science of it. But after a while, you just pour it in like motto for me.
Well, I appreciate the compliment, but I also think there's a lot to Cam's style, which goes back to the point of having fun with cooking and not being so afraid about getting every single tiny step right. Because at the end of the day, I don't think I've ever had a bad meal that you cooked.
True story.
So just trust yourself and go with it. Take a little bit. Now what are we going to do with the potatoes?
We're going to boil this for about 15 minutes just so the potatoes get soft. and a fork goes through them very easily.
So this is the cooking on the inside.
This is the cooking on the inside.
Wow, this is like getting like really philosophical with the potatoes.
Is it?
I don't know. Maybe no. Maybe that's just the Persian poet in me. It's all stuff.
Exactly. Thank
See
you.
what I mean? I can make the dressing, which is really simple. It is 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, which I have to say is probably one of my favorite staple items in the pantry. It's just so wonderful and flavorful and quite elegant, I think. So we have 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard and 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar. As soon as Cam finishes these very beautiful ribbons, that's the other reason I love this salad. It's just beautiful ribbons of asparagus, which are quite elegant. As soon as he does that, I'm going to ask him to slowly pour the olive oil in. We're doing about 3 to 4 tablespoons of olive oil while I whisk. And the reason you want to do that is by doing that, you end up getting an emulsified dressing, which means that the oil and vinegar don't separate, and you don't end up with that, you know, unpleasant separation, and they all just kind of stay together. It's also very poetic, don't you think?
I don't. You know what? Just let me finish this quickly by doing.
Also, I have to say, raw asparagus is really delicious.
Yeah, it's really hard not to eat this.
Look, you wouldn't think so, but it's really good, and it's fresh and clean.
You know what? I think we have enough
try it.
asparagus.
That should be good.
All right. Why not have fun?
And I am a lefty, but it's okay to be ambidextrous in the kitchen. And here's a little visual for you guys. I also love the golden color of Dijon mustard.
And you get the smell right now, and it's so good. You get the taste of
It's
vinegar.
wonderful. A little
with
tang.
Exactly.
Our beautiful ribbons are ready, and while I dress them, Cam's gonna smash some potatoes.
Here we go.
Smash away. Is there something satisfying in doing that? Because it looks like there is.
Yes, there is. Oh, try not to do it too hard.
But it doesn't matter. They're potatoes. They'll crisp up beautiful golden.
You know what? I have a better idea. This isn't really working. And in life, if something doesn't work, I like to use what does, whiskey, and just smash it down.
Oh,
that makes it a lot better.
Did you just think of that on the spot?
Yeah, because you know what? My
Okay.
grandfather used to tell me Scotch fixes most things.
Okay, well, Grandpa knows best. I'm dressing the potatoes with some olive oil. But this is why I love cooking with Cam, because he'll MacGyver anything on the spot.
You take a little bit of Parmesan cheese, and I'm lying. You take a lot of Parmesan cheese. So you're just going to sprinkle or drown the potatoes.
And
just hope for the best. And then she's going to, well, let's
salt.
not drown it with salt. Just do a little bit overall.
Salt, you definitely want to be more conservative with.
Exactly. Because the Parmesan cheese already has some salt in it.
That's
so
right.
that's
We
gonna
just
actually
want
bring
a
it up.
little bit. We're finally ready to make our steak. The pan is
Ooh, I'm
sizzling
excited!
hot. It's super, super hot.
Drop it! Drop it! Oh, that looks so good.
Wait, shh. Listen to that sizzle.
That is a sexy sizzle.
That is exactly what we want. We want the pan to be super hot, like you said, to get that nice sear on the edge. You don't want to mess with it too much, but it's okay to turn it a couple of times.
I want to mess with it!
Don't mess with it!
All right.
Here, have some wine. Don't mess with the meat. So the moment of truth is upon us, and the potatoes are baking in the oven, the salad is dressed and marinating, and we just need to do this, and we're almost home. We flipped over our gorgeous steak, and now we're going to add our butter aromatic sauce. Now, if you
Favorite part.
It's the best part. Now, if you don't want to use butter, that's completely fine. If you want to, let's say, keep it kosher, or you don't want the dairy component. And my absolute favorite part, these are all fresh herbs from my garden. And you throw that in.
Throw it in there, Nazri. Throw it in there.
And some 2 to 3 cloves of garlic.
Nice. Pour brown butter all over your steak. And that, my friend, is the key to happiness.
This is just a very classic technique, and like we said, you're using very basic ingredients. Ribeye steak, oil, garlic, fresh herbs, and that's really it. And within minutes you have a phenomenal decadent dish. This right here is what will make you feel like an absolute pro. The moment of truth. So we cooked our steak about 4 minutes on each side, roughly. Basted it in beautiful butter, garlic, and herbs. You have to let your meat rest. It's going to smell divine. You're going to want to eat it, but you have to let it rest for at least 10 minutes. And the reason you do that is for the muscle fibers to relax and for the juices to redistribute all through the meat. Otherwise, the second you cut it, you lose all the juiciness. You don't want to lose all the juiciness. You work so hard for the juiciness. So look at the meat. You're going to see the direction that the grains go in, and you want to cut against the grains. Oh, I can't tell you guys how amazing this smells.
And it's the perfect doneness. You get the pinkness. Oh, that came out so good.
It really did. It's pink in the middle and the sear on the outside. And of course, this part. Oh. That was really
That sear came out perfectly.
Really good.
Let's plate because I want to eat. Let's do this.
Oh, and here are potatoes.
Also potatoes. They came out very crunchy. They were in the oven for about 15-20 minutes. Try to heat up as high as you can at the end.
And we have our gorgeous asparagus ribbons.
Ooh.
And voila, a beautiful dish. Simple. You'll impress your friends, your love.
It is amazing. Thank you, Naz.
Come here, great job.
It was a pleasure.
Forget this. We need a high five for this one. Yes. Good work.
Thank you.
Mwah. Bye.